now we turn to Reckoning of New York. Alright, we got 2 quests here. One's a detour. I think maybe we'll try it, because this sounds like a feeding opportunity, and we kind of need to do that. Luck be a lady tonight. What are the odds of bumping into a street gambler right in the middle of New York, the day after Christmas at that? Slim to none, I'd say, but then fate is the dealer. You just gotta go all in. With my caretaker off doing his own thing, it feels like the Camarilla's iron fist has finally loosened up, giving me a much-needed break. No forced hangouts, no endless chases, just me cruising through the buzzing streets of the Bronx with Mariah Carey's wailing as my soundtrack for the night. Because, of course, you just can't escape the official anthem of Christmas. I'm not a fan of the fake festive frenzy, but still, the dazzling array of lights and decorations, the infectiously high spirits and cheer, enough to make even a Grinch like me crack a smile. Props to the folks who turn this whole Jesus-y shit into the world's longest con. Despite all that, I find myself craving some risky excitement. Yeah, I know, I'm a lost cause in that department. Perks of the clan, so to speak. And it looks like Lady Luck is grinning at me again tonight, because despite the nearly deserted streets, I spot a small crowd gathered up ahead. Oh, maybe not, then. Curiosity piqued, I saunter close enough to fish out a really bad gather-up routine. Get in here, give it a chance, y'all, because we're about to dive into a big ol' showdown, a jitterbug with destiny, or whatever's turning right now. Here, the cards are calling the shots. Oh. Is he a vampire, too? Destiny, cards, chance. It's the same familiar melody, just played in a different key this time, and clearly someone forgot how to tune their act. Because I remember well how it's done. Invite the memory? Funny, this worn-out spiel takes me back to my, well, let's call them my free expression days, back when I was still mortal, not a vile creature of the night. I can still recall the dusty desert winds, the throbbing beats, and the neon lights that veiled my deceptions. My fingers were nimble with tricks, and the crowd's gasps were the fuel for my fire. And yeah, I was a hustler, though back then I fancied myself more a street performer, skilled in my art, only dipping into its shadier aspects to cover my immediate expenses. Because it was about more than just making money. It's about finding that sweet spot between illusion and reality. It's just that when reality hits, it really fucking hurts. But when one chapter closes, another opens, and in that transition, Reynard played the role of a catalyst for change. Who's got the guts to risk it all? Come on, throw in a bit of your time and a few bucks, and let's kick this party into high gear. The stage for this show is a dilapidated table with a chipped paint and a couple flimsy folding chairs, but it's not the dismal setup that's the most rickety. It's his whole vibe. The guy is a walking vitamin D deficiency, wrapped up tight in a jacket that could easily fit 2 of him. His hands are like spiders, always creeping back into his pockets when he's not dealing or shuffling. Squint up to get a better look at his face. His eyes shoot directly at me. Hey folks, check out our next contender in the crowd. How about we shuffle up for a round of poker, you and I, eh? And see that on the sly scale, 10 being smooth like Shin Lim, 1 being just your average uncle, it's all brakes and no gas. But hey, I've been fooled before. And that never stopped me from diving headfirst into dumb risks, did it? Or has it? Deal me in, Slick. I slide into a chair, deliberately choosing the one he didn't point to, just to throw off his rhythm, and I toss the required change into his jar for a buy-in. The jar's pretty full, though I suspect he might have stuffed it himself to look more convincing. We're keeping it real simple, with only 10 cards. No room for cheating around here. Can't sneak in an extra one, 'cause you'll bust me, and if I try to swipe one away, block me real quick. Is Hold'em dead or something? 10-card poker? Really? I vaguely remember Reynard teaching me some trick to avoid getting played, but right now my mind's so blank it feels like I'm forgetting even more stuff just by thinking about it. Alright, quick math. There's me and him, so that's 2. Plus the standard 52-card deck. 10 cards in the mix. And that with, 250-something combinations. Have that, then factor in whatever he's hiding up his sleeve. That's roughly the number of ways I can get fucked over. I probably should have asked what we were playing before diving in. But he's already shuffling, so there's a chance to get a read on him. I need a plan, stat. Try to recall the trick? I mean, that seems to be it, right? I dig deep, trying to latch onto any memory of this trick. and oddly enough, I managed to fish out a piece of wisdom buried deep in the muck of my mind. Reynard's words come back to me, something about ships and that biblical guy. What's his face? Joe? Jared? Jackie? The whale guy, I mean. I guess I could really use Pedric's endless knowledge right about now. Fuck it, let's go with Jackie. So this Jackie asshole, he's bad luck for the whole ship, and similarly, there's one doomed card that ruins my whole game. But here's the kicker, if I can figure out which card Jackie is, I can turn this game around in my favor. So the Jackie card goes down the shitter. Now the million-dollar question is, which card is it? Playing the first round against even a shitty hustler is basically throwing my cash into a black hole. But hey, I'm feeling generous today. I'll even toss in a few extra bucks just to keep the game interesting. He deals, and I check my hand. Jack of clubs, Queen of hearts, King of spades, and a pair of eights. What's this 10-card thing? What the fuck are we talking about here? Oh man, not bad. I just barely won. Got 2 pairs, jacks and queens. Just as expected. Playing 3 of a kind with 3 different cards. And the culprit behind my defeat, the one card causing all the trouble, the King of spades. I need to steer clear of it at all costs. What the fuck are we playing here? Pretty easy to win when you're the one doing the shuffling. The crowd backs me up with murmurs of agreement. He looks rattled for a second, but quickly recovers with a smirk. Alright, you know what? Let's even the odds a bit. I'll show you the card. You can decide whether to keep it or pass it back to me, deal? Finally, things are about to get interesting. He finishes shuffling and flicks the first card my way. Your choice. Queen of hearts makes her grand entrance, all pomp and circumstance. So we need to hand back the King of spades. I have the Queen of hearts again. Okay, I'm not even sure what we're fucking playing here. I guess it's mine. Yes, Queen, lead the way to our victory. Definitely mine. The King of spades appears, all business with his arms crossed. And that is the one we need to hand back. Do you want this card, or should I take it? Take it. This really should say you take it to be less confusing here. Sorry, King, you're not making the cut. No thanks, you keep it. His eyebrows twitch nervously. You sure? Just keep dealing. How about now? The 8 of diamonds, about as exciting as watching paint dry. I mean, are we doing the same hand? What the fuck are we doing here? I seem to have misunderstood what he was saying here. 10-card poker. I don't know what that is. I guess. Is it only when you play above a certain number? I guess I'll take it. Yeah, alright. I'll keep it. I make a few more calls deciding whether the cards go to him or me until he's dealt them all. I mean, why couldn't you have just done that without the confusing 8 of diamonds shit? Just a heads up, you've seen all the cards, so we can still swap decks if you want. Decks? What the fuck? His shaky posture says it all. Oh, buddy, you've really backed yourself into a corner, and I can't resist pushing just a bit more. Do you want to swap the piles? He shoots me a sour look and reluctantly reveals his hand. I won. The crowd cheers for me while the gambler leans in, his voice a low hiss. You were counting, weren't you, cheater? Counting what, dude? I don't even know how to play the game. What's that, pot? I want to hear you. I can't hear your. Oh, I can't hear over your whiny calling me black. You cheated. You knew exactly what to do. Admit it. Nobody beats me without cheating. His accusation, foolish and loud enough to carry probably 2 blocks away, definitely catches the attention of everyone nearby. This is just too perfect. Did you all hear that? I think somebody just confessed. Suddenly it's so quiet you could hear a pin drop. Then the whispers start, quickly turning into a chorus of boos, but I'm not sticking around for the rotten tomatoes. I snatch up my winnings and book it into the night, serenaded by the sound of shattered glass, coins clinking on the pavement, and the loser's whimpers. And then I speed up. I've already wasted too much time here. What did I gain from that? What the hell was the point of that? I thought it was going to do something for me to do something. What was the point of that? I got some money now? I don't even have an inventory, do I? Actually, no. It's not one of the hotkeys. Alright, whatever. I mean, we're not supposed to be flashy and draw attention to ourselves, so, like, that was the worst thing I could have done. Okay, interesting. Just recording software is acting up. From pillar to post, Empire of the Sun. From pillar to post to another Anarch spot. Networking, right? With Pedric temporarily out of the picture, it's on me to wring that Skylar Duskborn dry for every last drop of intel. Okay. The area outside Empire of the Sun is pretty sparse, both with mortals and my fellow kindred, so chilling out front isn't a big deal. I blend in perfectly, all amped up for whatever's going down tonight. Still, old habits die hard. I take a sec to study the area carefully, taking it in the way my con artist sensibilities demand. First off, it's mostly tame out here. The only dude catching my eye is this total nutjob parked by the door, screaming about doomsday while rocking that coked-up Al Pacino look. He's got that wild vibe, complete with drool and insanity in his eyes. Yikes. Even if I was still in the grifter game, I wouldn't bother with him. Lunatics like that are more trouble than they're worth, and usually broke to boot. Then there's the front of the dive, which looks, for lack of a better word, loved. Despite the dodgy neon and the graffiti that's actually kind of witty, the place radiates an inviting warmth. A place with a soul. Still, the Empire of the Sun sign, with Tsu scribbled next to it, is so on the nose I can't help chuckling on the inside. People clearly have fun at Sunny's and treat it as their place, a place they can return to again and again and again and never feel unwelcome. But I'm wasting precious time just standing out here. Gotta find Skylar before Patty comes back and gives me the look. I head for the entrance, doors decked out with all sorts of funny stickers, and before I can even touch the handle, the crazy guy grabs me with unexpected speed for someone so curled up. I shake him off easily and give him my best back-off glare. Does nothing. He's in his own world. Okay, well, he's got a cigarette. Oh, it's coming. The reckoning is upon us. The signs, the signs. Hey, back off, will you? Look up, damn you, it's death. Death, dressed in rays of light, it's watching. The day star is waiting to cleanse us in fire. As I walk past the guy, his words echo in my head and rattle between the crevices of my brain, stirring long-dormant fears. Can you see it? The day star. It's the end of it all. The day star, huh? I enter Sunny's, acting all cool and collected, as if none of that crazy shit fazed me. The interior looks exactly the way I expected. A kaleidoscope of stickers, murals, lights, and banners covering pretty much every available surface, interspersed with well-worn seating, musical instruments, and plenty of space for dancing. And nobody here, apparently. To say that I've seen it hundreds of times before in dozens of cities doesn't quite capture the whole picture. But I gotta say, feels like home. Spotting Skylar is easy with her head full of bleached dreadlocks and apparently nobody else in here. Besides, the bar is practically empty, yes indeed. Maybe all the kindred have gone to ring in the holiday season. Who knows? She's hunched over a table, completely focused on scribbling something in a notebook. She doesn't notice me as I approach, so I get a sneak peek at one of the pages and discover some gorgeous, intricate designs for, I assume, geometric tattoos. Guess be nonchalant about it. These drawings? Wow, those are dope. You ink people up? I plop down right next to her, shaking her out of her reverie. She gives me a confused stare. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of my old gig. Tough finding clients at night, huh? Could say that. Her eyes narrow on me, to which I respond with my brightest grin. Can I help you or something? Mato said you might be able to help. Well, Mato... Okay, can I help you with something? Mato said you might be able to. Name's Kali. I'm looking for Reynard Castle. Never heard of him. So, if that's all, where do you think you're going? I grab her by the collar as gently as I can and ease her back down. She resists a little. But let's be honest, a thin blood has nothing on a well-fed kindred. Are we well-fed? I keep her down easily, but my grin widens in a manner that is, hopefully, just a little bit threatening. I usually favor dodging conflict over sparking it, but this time my impulses steer me toward chaos. I let the flood take me like a ship on the windswept sea. Let go of me! Answer my questions, then. Reynard Castle, where is he? Look, I really don't know any Reynard Castle or whatever, okay? Really? Playing dumb? Do I look like I'm here for games? Cut the shit and talk. I have nothing to say to you, bitch. Let me go or I'll start screaming. I guess we have to do chemistry. No, you won't. Ow, you have no mouth. I watch as her eyes bulge, hands grasping wildly at her face and finding nothing. Blocking the sense of touch is not something I do often, but when the opportunity arises, it's always a sight to behold. Before she can catch on to the illusion, I theatrically snap my fingers, bringing her attention back to my face. There we go, all back to normal. Now, where is Reynard Castle? She touches her mouth, tugging at her lips, tracing the teeth, moving the jaw left and right a few times. Relief washes over her face, and she stutters a little when she speaks up. I honestly don't know. I only heard bits and pieces about him. Any alchemist worth their salt knows all the major suppliers in the city. So you're an alchemist. Impressive. Screw you. Not sure where my genuine compliment went wrong, but okay. So, what's the scoop on Castle, preferably his current whereabouts? I keep telling you, I've got no clue. I never even laid eyes on him. And give me something worthwhile. You're sort of wasting my time here, girlie. Love me a good chat, but I'm on the clock at the moment. All right, chill out, will ya? I know someone. There's this courier. She delivers all sorts of shit all over the county. Can get you pretty much anything. She's tight with Castle, all right? Interesting. Go on. Go on? Go on what? I smother the urge to roll my eyes. Go on, hook me up with her, like yesterday. All those threats, and she still hesitates to help me. Well, the time for the stick has come and gone. Now it's time for the carrot. I really wasn't lying when I told Mato I'd rather not make any more enemies in the city. Look, you're not exactly catching on here. I could just take your phone and set up the meeting myself. But I'm feeling generous, so I'm asking you, politely, I might add. You call that polite? Could switch back to rude. I can get back to impolite if that's what you prefer. I think you'd rather I didn't. I'll even sweeten the pot, all right? You set me up a meeting with the courier of yours, and I'll clue you in on where I stash my goods. You mean all over the street back there? Her eyes perk up a little. She still eyes me with great suspicion. What goods are we talking about? I flash her a reassuring grin, and though she recoils a little, her attempt at nonchalance fails miserably. Blood stashes, obviously. Top quality, best variety, all your little alchemist heart might possibly desire. Deal? I reach out my hand, pausing to give her the space to decide before I'm forced to make the decision for her. Luckily, after a brief deliberation, she reaches out and shakes my hand. Deal, hold on, I'm going to make a quick call. I nod and relax, keeping her in sight, as she wanders over to the stage area and takes out her phone. I feel a twinge of guilt over how I treated her. Maybe I should have started off with that whole blood stash thing. Yeah, well, I'm not exactly a planner, am I? If this courier leads me to Reynard tonight, this whole search could end in a matter of hours. Just the thought of freeing myself from the looming threats of the Camarilla, that annoying caitiff, and this oh-so-futile endeavor, warms the chambers of my undead heart. Finally, Skylar hangs up and gets back to the table, fidgeting with the charm hanging from her phone. Real bundle of nerves. Done. Meeting's in 15. Let's move. Unhinged ghoul, when it blazes brightest, we'll all be judged. A gentle snowfall... How come I can't zoom up on that a little? A gentle snowfall greets me outside, gracefully covering the dirty sidewalks in a layer of pristine white and dusting the occasional pedestrian with soft, fleeting crowns. Skylar winces at the screams of the madman and brushes off the fallen snow. I, on the other hand, let it settle in my hair undisturbed. Snow never bothered me anyway. So, who are we meeting exactly and where? The moment she opens her mouth, the perfectly serviceable vehicle cuts the corner with Pedrick hunched over to the steering wheel, a roiling storm cloud on his face. He pulls up carelessly and lunges towards Sonny's before noticing Skylar and me. He pauses, face scrunching in confusion. He seems genuinely surprised to see me, and I'm suspended somewhere between feeling smug for defying his expectations, exasperated that he has so little faith in my word, and slightly regretful. Never even attempted to flee, if only to gauge his reaction. Sadly, he regains his composure before I can tease him about it. You're here. That's good. Well, I mean, we're leaving? Of course. Duh, told you I'd be here. Indeed. Though, given your track record, you understand why I find it shocking, yet not entirely unpleasant. Hey, I never gave my word I'd stick around last time, did I? He rolls his eyes and settles his gaze on Skylar. They size each other up suspiciously like a pair of alley cats on a hot tin roof. Patty, meet Skylar, a local anarch with a knack for alchemy. Skylar, meet Patty. It's Pedrick, actually. Pleased to meet you, Skylar. Yeah, all right, you super formal goof. Skylar nods at him curtly. I can see the apprehension in her eyes, so I step in, hoping to keep up our fragile truce. Don't stress too much. Pedrick might be a bit uptight, but he's all right. He's just here to offer us a lift, that's all. I am? Yep. I see. Skylar's eyes jump between Pedrick and me, but in the end she seems just to give up. She seems to just give up on caution. Maybe the prospect of a ripe blood stash is keeping her on track. We need to get moving. The meeting place ain't far, but, well, night couriers aren't known for their patience. Let's hustle. A night courier, huh? Interesting. Who's this particular courier, exactly? She shrugs, making her way toward the caitiff's ride. I know, I only know her by the handle, and she always wears a helmet, so... How mysterious. How mysterious. As long as she's clued in to Reynard's location, seems like my kind of gal, too. Maybe I should start wearing something on my face, like a cool mask. Skylar mutters under her breath. A gag would be more fitting. Honestly, Patty and her would definitely hit it off. Birds of a feather, yada yada. Careful, or I'll gag you instead. She presses her lips together and gets into the car without another word. Satisfied, I nod to myself before turning to Pedrick. Anyway, you done with the torque thing? Yes. His speedy response is slightly suspicious. I narrow my eyes and judge him openly, but he is completely unfazed. More importantly, what's that all about, a night courier? I smile at him mischievously, fling the passenger door open, and there it is. Pedrick's audible sigh. He's really fond of his mortal reactions to my antics. Voices of the angels, they seep poison into your ears. Heed not their honeyed words. A sudden commotion alerts me, and I'm instantly ready to pounce. The loony from before is kneeling before Pedrick, clutching at the hem of his pants, with his head thrown back and misted-over eyes staring blankly into the night sky. He stops screaming, but his lips quiver with faint whispers that fade into the air like smoke. Dream not in your slumber, for the day-star will sear its truth into your whole being. I sigh and roll my eyes, ready to toss a quip about like attracting like, but then I notice that Pedrick has not moved an inch. He's staring motionlessly into the man's eyes, completely frozen aside from his hand, fingers twitching wildly, spinning the dice ring. Been fidgeting like that a lot, actually, now that I'm paying attention. Pedrick, are you okay there, buddy? No answer. The catatonic madman falls over into the snow as I approach and gently free Pedrick from his grasp. Pedrick, talk to me. What's going on? Suddenly his hand stops. Then all of him unfreezes. He avoids my eyes and shoves his hands into his pockets. Fine. Sure? What was that all about? I do not know. Let's not fret about it for now. The night courier is waiting. New journal entry added? This is all back. Doomsayer? To most passers-by, he may seem like another maniac wandering the streets of New York, but those who can read between the lines may find a profound message in his gibberish. Now, there seems to be a couple bugs here. Because all this stuff that I keep clicking on just keeps coming back. Anyway. Maybe it's the night. Mato came through. I can finally see the line of the tunnel. Pedrick, Skylar, and I bounced from the Empire of the Sun after I skillfully persuaded her to line up a meeting with the Night Courier, who supposedly knows a thing or two about Reynard. Well, in this one here, I'll see you next time.